All right, let's unlock some serious market wisdom today. We're diving deep into Market Wizards by Jack D. Schwager.
Oh, yeah, classic.
It is, and it's packed with interviews with top traders and investors.
Like, think of it as a cheat sheet
Yeah.
to understand
No.
how they think, how they make decisions, what really makes them tick.
Exactly. Now, one of the first things that struck me was how the book debunks this myth of perfection in trading.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to look at these legendary figures and assume they must win every single trade.
Right.
But
that's not the case.
that's not the reality.
Not at all.
At all, is it?
No. It does a great job, this book, of really showing that even the most successful traders out there, they have losses.
Right.
Take, for example, David Ryan.
Right.
Incredibly successful trader, but his win rate hovers around 50%.
Wait, so he wins about half his trades and loses the other half.
That's right.
But how does that
50-50.
How does that translate into being a market wizard?
Well, that's where risk management comes in.
Yeah.
So it's not about being right all the time, right?
Right.
It's about making sure that when you win, those wins are bigger than your losses.
Ah.
Think about it in terms of your own trades. Are you letting that fear of being wrong hold you back
Oh, interesting.
from maximizing those winning trades?
That's a great point.
You know, it's
Not about just avoiding losses. It's about
okay.
making sure that the wins really count.
Making them count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, another key theme that I noticed in the book was this emphasis on flexibility, like adapting to changing market conditions.
Oh, absolutely. The markets, they change constantly, right?
Right.
They're influenced by everything, global events, economic indicators. You can't just rely on one rigid approach and expect it to work forever.
So you're saying it's not enough to just have a strategy.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to adjust as needed.
Adapt, yeah.
But how do you actually do that?
Well,
I mean, where do you even begin to develop that kind of
Yeah.
adaptability?
it starts with really understanding what drives the market.
Okay.
You've got to know the fundamentals. Company earnings, economic growth, interest rates, all that stuff.
Right.
But also the technicals, the patterns, the trends that emerge from all that market data.
Ah, okay.
When you can start to read those signals,
Yeah.
you can anticipate those market shifts and adjust
Makes
just accordingly.
So let's get a little bit more specific here. Say you're looking for that perfect trade, that big opportunity.
Okay.
How do those, the fundamentals and the technicals, how do they actually align to signal that go moment?
Think of it like this. The fundamentals, those paint the broad picture, right? Like, is the market healthy? Is it growing? Are there any risks on the horizon?
Okay, yeah.
And then the technicals,
Look, yeah.
they give you a snapshot almost of how traders are reacting to that picture.
You got it.
When you see a convergence, when those positive fundamentals and those bullish technical signals line up,
Right.
that's when you know something's brewing.
So it's almost like you're looking for that sweet spot
Mm.
where both the underlying story and the way that traders are behaving, they're both pointing in the same direction.
Exactly. And Market Wizards, it's full of stories of these traders who have mastered that art
Right.
of spotting those convergences. Take Michael Marcus, for example.
Okay.
He talks about how he looks for situations where those fundamentals, the technicals, and the market sentiment,
Yeah.
they all have to line up perfectly.
Right.
It's like waiting for all the stars to align, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. But it also sounds incredibly difficult to pull off.
Well, it takes work.
I
You
agree
have
with
to study those markets and develop your framework for analysis. The book really emphasizes doing your homework.
So you can learn from the greats,
Yes,
but you have to find your own style, your own way of reading those market signals.
absolutely.
So you're saying it's about taking inspiration,
Yeah,
but ultimately, creating your own path.
exactly.
And that's encouraging. It means anyone can develop their own expertise
With effort.
with enough effort and research.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like a lot of pressure. Like you have to constantly be on top of everything.
Well, that's where the idea of trading as a profession comes in.
Okay, so let's unpack that.
Mm.
What does it actually mean to treat trading like a profession?
It's about treating it like a business,
Right.
like any other business.
Okay.
You need to have a clear strategy, set your goals,
Yeah.
manage your risk carefully, and evaluate your performance.
Okay.
You wouldn't run a business on gut feelings and whims, would you?
Definitely not.
No.
But I'll admit, there have been times when I've made a few impulsive trades in the past.
Yeah, we all have.
You get caught up in the excitement, especially when you see other people making those big moves.
Yeah, you get that FOMO, right? Fear of missing out.
Exactly.
But that's why having that professional mindset is so important.
Okay.
It's about detaching
Right.
from the emotional roller coaster of the market.
So no more panic selling when the market dips
Hmm.
or chasing the latest hot stock tip.
Exactly.
Right.
It's about staying focused. Okay.
Understanding your risk tolerance and making those calculated moves that align with your goals.
Okay.
And remember, losses are inevitable. It's how you manage those losses
Right.
that really sets apart the amateurs from the pros.
That actually reminds me of something Marty Schwartz said in the book
Oh, yeah.
about scaling down his trades after a loss. Like almost hitting that reset button,
Yeah.
taking a breather
Yeah.
to regain composure
Regroup.
and avoid those impulsive decisions.
That's a great example. Instead of letting emotions cloud your judgment, you analyze what happened, adjust your strategy if you need to, and then move forward with a clear head.
So resilience is key. You got to be able to bounce back from those inevitable losses and just keep going.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Trading, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
You'll have good days and bad days. But the key is staying focused. Learn from your mistakes.
Right.
Keep moving forward.
And that leads us to another crucial aspect that Market Wizards highlights: self-belief.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all heard those stories about traders having almost a sixth sense,
Yeah.
right? This unwavering confidence in their decisions.
Yeah, it's almost like they can see the future.
But is that something you can really develop? Or are some people just born with it?
I think while some people might be naturally inclined to take risks or trust their gut,
Right.
self-belief in trading, it's not about blind faith.
Right.
It's about developing that deep understanding of the market and trusting your judgment even when things get tough.
So it's not arrogance,
No.
thinking you're always right.
No.
It's about
It's about conviction.
having the conviction
Yeah.
to stick to your strategy,
Even when
you face setbacks.
Absolutely. Bruce Kovner, he's a legendary hedge fund manager featured in the book.
Go.
He put it perfectly. He said, making your best judgment, being wrong. Making your next best judgment, being wrong. Making your third best judgment, and then doubling your money. That, to him, is the essence of trading. You got to have faith in your process, even when there are bumps in the road.
So it's about having the courage to keep making those decisions.
Yeah.
Even when you're not always right.
You have to.
That takes a certain level of mental toughness, doesn't it?
It does. It absolutely does.
So no get-rich-quick schemes, no magic formulas here.
Nope.
Market Wizards is a reminder that success in trading, like anything else worthwhile,
Takes work.
it takes dedication,
Discipline.
and a willingness to learn from both your successes and your failures.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've talked about debunking the myth of perfection,
Right.
exploring the importance of adaptability,
Yeah.
and how treating trading like a profession can really help you navigate the market with greater clarity and confidence.
Yes, and
Now, we're just getting started, though.
there's so much more to uncover,
Stay tuned for part 2.
where we'll continue to dive deeper into Market Wizards,
Exactly.
uncover even more strategies and insights
And to help you.
to help you become a master of your own financial destiny.
All right, see you next time. Welcome back to our deep dive into Market Wizards.
We're back!
We are, and last time,
Picking up right where we left off.
we ended on a great question.
Yeah.
How do you know when you've found the right trading style? The one that really clicks for you?
Oh, that's a fantastic question, and one that Market Wizards does a beautiful job of exploring.
Yeah.
It showcases this incredible diversity in approaches among these top traders.
So it's not like there's this one right way to trade.
Yeah.
It's about
It's more about
finding what fits your personality and your goal.
Exactly.
Okay.
You'll see traders who rely heavily on technical analysis,
Okay.
some who focus on fundamentals, some who use a combination of both.
Yeah.
You have your short-term traders, you have others who hold positions for months, even years. There's really no one-size-fits-all approach.
It's pretty amazing, really.
Yes.
Means you don't have to, force yourself into a box. You can experiment.
You can find what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I imagine it can also be kind of overwhelming, especially for someone who's just starting out.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you even, begin to narrow down the options and figure out what your style is?
Well, it starts with self-awareness.
Okay.
You have to ask yourself, what kind of trader am I?
Yeah.
Are you patient? Are you analytical? Or are you more impulsive, more action-oriented?
Right.
Do you enjoy, really digging into those company financials?
Yeah.
Or are you fascinated by those chart patterns?
Interesting.
Are you comfortable with high risk, high reward? Or do you prefer a more conservative approach?
It's like a personality test, but for trading.
It really is.
You have to figure out your strengths,
Their weaknesses.
your weaknesses,
I-
and what you're truly comfortable with.
Exactly. And the book encourages this kind of introspection. It's not just about learning those specific strategies.
Right.
It's about understanding yourself as a trader.
So once you have a better sense of who you are
Mm-hmm.
and what you're really looking for in your trading, then you can start to kind of explore those different styles
Exactly.
and see what clicks, what resonates with you.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you've done that right. You've kind of figured out your trading personality. You started to experiment with different approaches.
Yeah.
How do you actually know when you found the right one? What are some signs that, okay, this is it. This is working for me?
Well, one of the biggest indicators is consistency.
Okay.
Are you able to apply that strategy and actually generate profits
Over time.
over time,
Yeah.
consistently, right?
Consistently.
Or are you jumping from one approach to the next?
Oh, yeah.
Chasing that latest hot tip or trend.
Right.
So consistency is key.
Got it. But what about those times when your strategy is not working?
Yeah,
I mean, even the best traders, they have those losing streaks.
they do.
How do you know when it's time to tweak your approach or maybe even scrap it altogether?
Again, it comes back to self-awareness.
Okay.
Are you deviating from your strategy because of fear, frustration,
Right.
or are you making those calculated adjustments based on a real shift in the market?
Right.
The market wizards, they emphasize having a plan and sticking to it,
Yeah.
but being flexible enough to adapt when necessary.
So it's that balance.
Yeah.
Sticking to the plan.
Discipline, but flexibility.
Discipline, but flexibility. Exactly.
When the market demands it.
But how do you know when it's time to make that change? Are there any kind of red flags?
Yeah, there are definitely some red flags.
Okay, maybe my strategy needs a little tune-up.
Mm-hmm. Like if you're consistently losing money,
Right.
even though you're following your plan,
Yeah.
it could be a sign that maybe your strategy's flawed or the market conditions have changed and
Wow.
your approach just isn't effective anymore.
And-
Another red flag is if you're constantly second-guessing yourself or you're feeling emotionally drained after every trading session.
Ooh, I felt that.
It might mean that your strategy isn't really aligned with your personality or your risk tolerance.
Yeah, those are great points.
Mm,
So it's about being honest with yourself,
yeah.
recognizing when something's not working.
Instead of trying to force it.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about this idea of continuous learning
Oh, yeah.
that comes up a lot in Market Wizards.
All the time.
This idea that you should never stop learning.
Absolutely.
Always be seeking out new knowledge, new perspectives.
The market's always evolving. And you got to evolve with it.
But that sounds so daunting.
It can be.
I mean, where do you even begin? There's so much information out there.
Start with the basics,
Okay.
build a strong foundation,
Right?
and then gradually expand from there.
Okay.
Focus on areas that align with your trading style and your interests.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Oh, absolutely. Experiment.
Yeah.
Be curious.
Try new things.
See if it works for you.
But how do you know what's worth experimenting with?
That's where critical thinking comes in.
Yeah.
Don't just blindly accept everything you read or you hear.
Right.
Question the assumptions, look for evidence, and test those ideas before you incorporate them into your trading.
Okay.
The best teachers are often experience and observation.
Ah, so it's not just about reading books and taking courses.
No, it's about being in the market,
Yeah.
actively engaging.
Their own trades.
Yeah,
Learning from your mistakes.
exactly.
So, Market Wizards, what it's really teaching us is that trading is this journey
Mm-hmm.
of continuous learning and self-discovery.
It really is.
Yeah, there's no finish line.
No,
No point where you've learned everything you need to know.
always something new to learn.
It's about embracing that challenge, the constant evolution, the thrill of discovering something new
I love that.
every day.
Yeah.
But it's not all about, analysis and strategy.
No.
There's a human element.
Mhm.
There's this psychological component that we can't ignore.
Absolutely. Market Wizards explores that in depth.
Yeah.
The psychology of trading, the emotions, the doubts.
That emotional roller coaster that
Mhm.
comes with putting your money on the line.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about discipline, having a plan.
Right.
But how do you actually manage those emotions when the market is not going your way?
Yeah.
How do you stay calm under pressure and avoid making those rash decisions that could sabotage everything?
That's a great question, and that's something we'll dive into even deeper in the next part.
Okay.
We'll really explore the mental game of trading,
Yeah.
the strategies for managing those feelings of fear and greed,
Right.
and that all-important winning mindset.
Okay, sounds like we're about to unlock some even deeper levels of market wisdom here.
Get ready.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll continue our journey.
Into the world of market wizards.
Exactly. And uncover the secrets to mastering the mental game of trading. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into market wizards. We've been exploring some really powerful concepts, from debunking that myth of perfection in trading
Right.
to understanding how important it is to treat trading like a profession.
Yeah, like a business.
Like a business, exactly. And as we hinted at before, there's another layer to this.
Right.
Market wizards. It doesn't shy away from that psychological side of trading.
The mental game.
The emotions, the doubts,
Yeah, the ups and downs.
the mental toughness it really takes to make it in this world.
It's a roller coaster.
It is. It is. And, a lot of the traders in the book, they talk very openly about the emotional challenges they faced.
Yeah, like fear and greed, that self-doubt that can creep in.
Right. It can sabotage even the best laid plans.
Even with the best strategies.
Exactly. So it's not enough to just have a plan, is it?
No.
You have to be able to execute that plan under pressure,
When things get tough.
even when your emotions are telling you to do something totally different.
Exactly. Keep a level head.
So that's where this whole idea of the mental game comes in.
Right.
Market wizards really highlights how important it is to have that winning mindset,
Yeah.
one that's grounded in discipline and resilience and being able to control those emotions.
Being able to manage those emotions.
Okay, but how do you actually do that? I mean, we're all human, right?
Well, it starts with self-awareness.
Okay.
You need to know what your triggers are.
Right.
What makes you fearful, what makes you greedy,
Mhm.
and what causes you to doubt yourself. Once you know those weaknesses,
Yeah.
you can start to develop strategies to manage them.
So it's almost like you're kind of preempting those reactions.
Yeah, having a game plan.
Having a game plan for when they inevitably come up.
Exactly.
But what are some specific strategies that these market wizards actually use to stay calm and focused when things get a little crazy?
Well, one common theme you see is this idea of having very clear rules.
Okay. Rules help you stay disciplined and avoid those impulsive decisions based on, fear or greed.
Ah, okay.
So, for instance, you might have a rule where you never chase a stock that's already, skyrocketed.
Right.
Or, let's say, you always take profits when a trade hits a certain target. No matter what, you're sticking to your plan.
So it's about taking the emotion out of it as much as possible.
Yeah, have a system
Putting that system.
that guides you,
Right.
even when you're feeling anxious or maybe even overexcited.
But what about those times when things inevitably go wrong? Even
Right.
with the best plan in place, how do you bounce back from those losses without letting it, completely crush your confidence?
Well, that's where resilience is so important.
Okay.
And Market Wizards is full of stories of these traders who have faced some incredible setbacks,
Right.
Huge losses, market crashes, you name it. But they found a way to pick themselves up and keep going.
They must have some serious mental toughness.
Mental fortitude, yeah. Is that something you can actually learn? Or are some people just, born with that kind of resilience?
I think resilience is like a muscle.
Oh, yeah.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Right?
And one of the best ways to actually build resilience is to embrace the fact that failure is
Yeah.
just going to happen.
Okay.
It's part of the game.
But shouldn't we be trying to avoid failure?
Of course.
Of course.
But it's inevitable, right?
Right.
It's going to happen. It's how we learn. It's how we grow.
Okay.
The key is to see failure not as the setback,
Yeah.
but as feedback.
Oh, okay.
An opportunity to learn, to adjust,
Right.
to come back even stronger.
So it's about shifting that perspective.
Exactly.
Seeing those losses as valuable lessons.
Not as personal attacks.
Right. Not as personal attacks, exactly. They can help you improve.
Yeah, refine your approach.
But I imagine it takes a lot of self-discipline to actually do that.
It does.
Especially when you're in that moment, you're feeling emotional.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it's so crucial to have a support system.
Oh, okay.
Surround yourself with people who get it, people who understand trading,
Right.
and who can offer encouragement and guidance when you need it most.
That makes a lot of sense because trading can be kind of lonely,
It can be isolating,
especially if you're doing it solo.
especially if you're doing it on your own.
Having that community A group of like-minded individuals
Yeah, your tribe.
can make all the difference.
This can really help.
So find your tribe.
Yeah,
Connect with other traders.
build that support network.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as we wrap up this deep dive into market wizards,
Yeah, time flies.
I want to touch on something we mentioned earlier, the idea that this wisdom in the book, it applies beyond trading.
Oh, it absolutely does.
These principles of discipline, risk management, continuous learning, mental toughness, they're relevant
To life.
to life, to business,
Decision making.
to any field
Yeah.
where you're making decisions and things are uncertain.
Absolutely.
It's about having that mindset
Yeah.
that embraces the challenge,
Embraces the unknown.
learns from those setbacks,
Keeps striving.
and never stops growing.
It's a journey.
It is. It is. And that's the beauty of Market Wizards, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a book about trading, it's a book about life.
It really is mastering the game of life.
Exactly. So as we close out this episode,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with a challenge. Take these insights, apply them to your own life, and see what you can create.
See what magic you can make happen.
Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with a single step. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep
Keep exploring.
into that world of knowledge and possibility. Thanks for joining us
It's been a pleasure.
on this incredible deep dive into Market Wizards. We hope you've gained some valuable insights,
Yeah, we hope you're feeling inspired.
inspired to take your trading and your life to that next level.